Thank you so much for working on this problem in your breakout room. We have a few discrepancies. Some of you told me we need 70 milliliters of the 10% solution. Some of you told me we need 70 milliliters of the 50% solution. And some of you told me we just need 100 milliliters of each. Now it's really important that we have the correct dosage so that we're not giving these children the wrong vaccine. I'd like you to go back into your breakout rooms and discuss for a few minutes. I'll put in the chat the 3 different solutions I was given by you, and I want you to discuss with your breakout rooms which one is correct and why. And then we'll get back together in a few minutes. Ready, set, go. I'm glad you were able to discuss this problem and figure that out in your breakout rooms. You are correct. Everyone got it right. We need 70 milliliters of the 10% solution and 130 milliliters of the 50% solution. And that will give us the 36% solution and the 200 milliliters that we need there. You guys did great working that out. We've been talking about writing systems of equations and solving those systems. I showed you the pattern to find the amount equation and to find the value equation, and you sort of plugged things into that template and you were able to apply to this problem that can be confusing, but you were able to pull out the information. You did really well. I would like you to now try this one. Another clinic has 130 milliliters of the 50% solution on hand. It also has a 20% solution on hand. How many milliliters of the 20% solution must you use to make the children's dosage of 36%? So go into your breakout rooms and try that one. Ready, set, go. Thank you for trying that in your breakout rooms. We have a lot of confusion. A lot of you sent me a few messages. We don't know what's going on here. So let's take a look at this one. It's a little bit different from the pattern we've been working with because they don't tell us the total amount of milliliters. So let's look here. Remember, we've been discussing before that when you have your amount equation, that's basically the x plus the y equals your total amount. And then you were working with having your value equation, and that was the value times x plus the value times y, and that equaled the value times the total. Okay. What we see in our problem here is that another clinic has 130 milliliters of the 50% solution, and it also has a 20% solution. So let's first define our variables. Let's make x 50 and y 20. If we define the variable for x to be the 50% solution and the y to be the 20% solution. So now we say x plus y equals the total. So let's go back here. But they don't tell us the total amount of milliliters that they need of this 20% solution, of the 36% solution. They tell us we have 130 milliliters of the 50. You're used to getting that total, and now it changed. The real world is complicated, and math models the real world. I want to teach you in this course patterns and connections that you can make. Follow these patterns. Not any one of these problems is not unique. It has this pattern that we can plug into. But sometimes there's a little change. We need to learn how to be flexible and also learn how to figure out, how do I plug this in? Where do I plug this in? What is the change there? Heavenly Father wants you to understand these concepts, and He wants to teach us line upon line, precept upon precept. And I know it's easier for me when I look for the patterns He's taught me and try to model those. So let's look at these patterns here, and let's seek his help when things get frustrating and hard. Don't worry. You can do it. I know you can. So just take a deep breath. Use the tools you already have, the knowledge you already have, and then plug this in and see where it takes you. Sometimes you just have to take that step of faith into the dark and get to where you want to be. So let's just figure this out. I have 130 milliliters of the 50% solution. Where can I plug that in with this pattern I've been taught, and how can I use that? So I already know I have 130 milliliters here. The question is asking me how many milliliters of the 20% solution do I need, and I know that the total should be the 36% is the value of the total. That's the dosage for the children. Okay, so if I tried to write my amount equation, this would be x plus y equals the total, except it doesn't tell me the total, but it does tell me I have 130 milliliters of x and then plus the y. Now let's try to use this to write my value equation. The value equation would be the percentage, so 50% or 5/10 times x, which we would usually just write x, but look, they tell us that's 130, so then I can plug in 130. Plus the y would be 20% or 2/10 times the y, which we don't know, and that will equal the 36% or 36/100 times the total. I'm used to putting a number there, but now I need to write the 130 plus y. See how we plugged that in? The total would be the 130 plus y. Then I can plug that in here. I want you to take this back to your breakout rooms, discuss what we talked about, see if you can teach each other and figure this out, and then send me a direct message of what the x value and what the y value. I need to know how much of this 20% we need to use to mix. So go back to your rooms, figure that out, send me the direct message, and then we'll discuss it from there.